What's up YouTube? It's Deanna from Windy City Vape Reviews, and today I'll be doing a quick review of the Smok Micro One Kit. Here's a quick little sneak peek at it. I got this in the white. We're going to dive down, take an up close and personal look, and then we'll take a back up top and I will take it for a vape and give you my pros and cons. Alright, we are doing the up close and personal of the Smok Micro One Kit. And this is the box that it comes in. It is the Micro One starter kit, and this is your scratch to reveal for the authenticity code and some information on the back. If you would like to read it in its entirety, go ahead and pause. And then you do have the QR codes to download their app. And then the Smok Micro One, and this is the white one. I ordered the white one because I don't have a white mod. And I figured, what the heck. If I can get it out. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that is the box. And if you have not ever purchased a Smok product, that is one thing, they actually package their items very, very well. I have this Smok Tree Box 75 watt TC mod that is a wood mod, and it came in this awesome little wood box, so maybe one day in the future I will do a review on that. So when you open it up, you have again a little QR code for verification, and then it also has some warranty information, and apparently it passed their inspection. And you have the user manual. Just flip through kind of quick. Tells you what it includes: the R80 TC box mod 80 watt, the micro TFE4 tank 22 millimeter, 1.3 ohm microfuse Clapton dual core pre-installed, and then 1.25 micro stainless steel dual core, one replacement XL glass tube, that is so that if you want to make the tank a little bit larger, you can use that instead, and then one tank extension adapter, a black Smok vape band, a USB charging upgrading cable, and then a user manual obviously, and then some spare parts. And more warranty information. There's the 22 by 51 millimeter, 2.5 milliliter capacity, and then if you use the extra large glass and the extender, it would be 3.5 milliliter, 69 grams, 510 threaded. Just some information: your drip tip, top cap, glass tube, all that good stuff. Spring-loaded center pin, micro USB port, breathing hose, and holes. And then how to attach the atomizer, mod operations, and I think it's similar to my tree box, hopefully, so I hope I won't screw this up too bad. So, there you go. And I do have the original TFE4, so I'm assuming that the tank itself is going to be similar, but your top layer, you actually do have the device, and I was actually quite surprised at how heavy it was for how little it is, which doesn't bother me at all because I do have the Snow Wolf and I am used to carrying something heavy, but I'm assuming it's because of the battery that is built in this. It is a 4,000 milliamp battery, so I am hoping this lasts quite a while. I did have the Coolfire 4, and that one I believe is like a 2200 milliamp. I think, you know, it's been so long I can't remember, but that one I would have to charge by the end of the workday, so I'm hoping this one lasts a little longer. I do have two devices where I have external batteries, and they are nice, but I only have a 2-way charging, and you know, it's kind of hard to rotate the batteries all the time, so I wanted to try something that I can just charge with the USB port. There is the USB port, there are your venting, your up and down button, there is a reset button, and then your fire button. There is your 510 connection with the spring-loaded connector. And then on the next layer down, whoops, you do have your USB charging cable, your little bag of goodies. This is the extender, so if you do go with the extra large tank, you add this on as well. They give you the extra, I can't remember what this material is, but this does go in the top where you fill it. They give you an extra one. They give you the extra O-rings. Actually, they said I was getting a black vape pen, but I got a white one, which is nice because it does match my white mod. Let's see if I can, and I'm dropping stuff. Okay, here is the extra large glass piece. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pull the tank out to give you a quick peek at the tank. This is the micro tank, Smok. And as you can see, if I did have this glass piece in there, it would be quite a bit taller. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to just use it like this because I know the TFE4s are extremely easy to fill. And I don't have a problem carrying around a unicorn bottle with some juice in it. So for me, not a big issue. But if you do want a larger capacity tank, you do have the option of using the larger glass. And I'm assuming, I mean, I probably could use my regular TFE4 with this, but because it is only a 22 millimeter, there might be some hangover. So, just like the TFE4, you do have 4 cyclone slops. Oh, I'm tired. Cyclone slots for your airflow. And you just turn the airflow. It does turn completely around. Easy to turn, but not so easy that you have to worry about it shifting while you're vaping. There's the Smok logo. This is the drip tip. I do not like their drip tip. I don't use it on my regular TFE4. I don't mind that it has the inner and the outer. That doesn't bother me at all. I do not care for airflow on the drip tip. To me, it's a flavor killer. You can use it with it closed, but personally, I prefer Delrin drip tips, and I'm assuming just like the TFE4, it's not going to be an issue to use any of my own drip tips with that. And then to fill, you just slide that open, your juice goes down in here. There is your chimney, so you want to make sure you don't get juice down in there, but super, super easy to fill. I have not had any problems with leaking from my TFE4. I don't have any problems with the hinge opening. Some people use their vape band up around here to keep this closed. I don't have a problem with it opening, so I never do that. I keep it around the glass where it is meant to be. Just, you know, to keep the glass, if you drop it, it's to keep the glass from breaking. So, you know, if you have an extra vape band, I guess you could put one around the top and then one around there. And then this is your deck with the coil, and I believe that this one is the 0.3 Clapton. Let's take a look. It has pretty decent sized juice holes. These are much smaller than the original TFE4 coils. So if you have a TFE4, these will not work in your TFE4, and the coils for that will not work in the micro TFE4. So let's see, kind of info, and wow, that tiny. Yeah, it's the Clapton. Oh my gosh, that is so hard to read. Hold on, let's see. Well, I will have to look into the book to see because it is so tiny. Oh wait, there, 30 to 50 watts. All right, 0.3, 30 to 50 watts, micro Clapton. And you can see the Clapton wire if you look down inside there. And that is pretty much it for the tank. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the mod itself. And I do know one thing with the TFE4, the very first time I ever filled it, it leaked all over the place. And I went online and I looked, and I noticed that some people had said there were issues where it connects up to your chimney. So if you have the TFE4 and you're having issues with leaking, just really crank it down in there. And if it's still happening, you can always screw your coil down to the chimney first and then screw your base on. And try it that way. But after I really cranked it down the first time and made sure it was nice and tight, I never had problems with leaking again. So for me, not an issue. I'm hoping not an issue with this little guy. And then this is the spare coil. This is the stainless steel. Let's see if I can get close up on there. Focus, camera, focus. There you go, micro stainless. This is a 0.25, and they are recommending this at 30 to 60 watts. Which is nice because this one only goes up to 80 watts, and some of their other coils on the regular TFE4, you know, they work much better at higher wattages. With this only going to 80, for me, you know, I'm fine with that. So, see, 5 clicks on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right now we are in temp mode, and I know that if it's it looks to be similar to the tree box, so you click it 3 times and then you can go into your menu screen. The first one is to choose your coil type. They have steel, nickel, titanium. So let's say we had a titanium, and then it'll be single coil or dual coil, and then you can choose that. So, and then of course this is your to change your temp up and down. And then 1, 2, 3. This is temp hard, max, minimum, soft, and normal. And what this does is it basically kind of sets your watts at how fast you want it to get up to that temperature. When I'm in temperature mode, I usually just keep it on normal. And then screen time, that's how long until it times out. So you can add, subtract. And then if you want to set a puff counter and then a max, or you can, you know, reset your puffs, hit yes. Oops. And then this, you know, how many you've already done, and if you want to set a maximum, you know, 1, never, I've never used that. Let's see. And then the screen direction, left or right. So if we click it, turns it. Oop. Now I'm going backwards, I can't tell where I'm at. There we go. And then that is just if you want to set your TCR, and I don't ever touch these. They're kind of set up already for like titanium, nickel, and you know, all that. So I personally, I don't touch that at all. So, oops, we already did this, sorry. And let's see. And then adjust the initial ohms, so you can, you know, sometimes when your atomizer gets a little warm, you might notice that your ohms are changing, so then you can adjust what the initial reading is, so that way, you know, it kind of stays consistent throughout. And let's see. This is just some information. I'm not sure what that is. I've actually never seen this before, so I'm not sure what that is. And I don't know how to get out of it. Oh, there we go. Alright, and then this is your power on, power off. Just hit it to power off. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns it back on. And then that was, I'm trying to remember how I get back into power mode. Oh, right there. Temp mode, wattage mode. And then the same thing to adjust your wattage. Use the up, it's at 80 already. Down. And then to lock it, you would just press the up and down together. Now it's locked. So you can fire it, but you won't change your what you have it set for at your wattage or your temp mode. So you'll still be able to fire it when you lock it like that. Up and down to unlock. Now it's unlocked. You see the little unlock there. And then this is, of course, your battery, your voltage, your ohms, and your wattage or your temp mode would be here. And then to lock it, you can click it 5 times. And I believe when you lock it that way, that locks it from firing and everything. So that is the up close and personal on the Smok R80 TC and the Smok Micro One tank, which they are calling the Micro One Kit. We're gonna take it back up top. I will get it filled and primed, and we will take it for a vape, and I'll give you my pros and cons. So that was the up close and personal look at the Smok Micro One Kit. And you know, if you have the regular TFV4 tank, you're going to be very familiar. Even though this is just a little teeny tiny version of it, it's very similar. I have not had any leaking whatsoever from this tank. I have only used the 0.3 ohm coil so far. That is the dual Clapton coil in there, or dual core, I think they call it, Clapton coil. So pros, it is very small, fits in my pocket great. This is the one that I've been taking to work pretty much on a daily basis and using all day long. Battery life, fantastic. I can actually go 2 to 3 days. But again, I have a lot of different setups, so at night I kind of flip around from different setups. So this is my all day at work vape, but I only, you know, I go on break a couple times a day. So it's not like I'm constantly vaping it all day long. So as far as an all day, how the battery life would be, I really couldn't say, because it's not something that I have used continuously from morning to night. But as far as, you know, if I can get 2 to 3 days out of vaping it several times throughout the day, in the morning driving to work, coming home from work, I'm sure you could probably get at least a day out of it if you have just this for your setup. The menu is super easy to navigate. I do have the Smok Tree Box Mini, which the menu is pretty much identical to. So as far as that, for me, it was super easy to navigate and to work with, so I don't have any issues with that whatsoever. The tank does have the glass piece that you can put in the larger glass piece to make it, I believe, 3.5 milliliters. And for me, it's not an issue to have the small one on here, because I normally have like a unicorn bottle filled with juice with me anyway. So, you know, with the way that this one opens at the top, you just slide it open, put your juice in, you're good to go. It's not an issue for me. So if you're looking for something that has a larger capacity, this one may not be for you. But if you're looking for something that is kind of a smaller, stealthy vape, you know, I don't have super big hands. I don't have really tiny hands either, but, you know, it fits in my hand pretty well. Like I said, fits in the pocket great. Vapes really well. I changed out the drip tip. I don't care for the airflow drip tips, and even though you can close it off, it is a metal drip tip, and I don't like metal drip tips, so I changed it out for my own Delrin drip tip. Fits in there fine. I've been using this for about 2 weeks now. I've had the same coil in there, and I'm just now starting to notice that their flavor isn't quite as good and the vapor production isn't quite as good, but Again, this is not something that I vape constantly from morning till night, so, you know, I couldn't really tell you how long a coil would last if this is your only setup. So, and this does go up to 80 watts. With the coils that are in here, they're perfect, but if you're looking to do lower builds, they do have an RBA available for purchase. I'm not sure how much that is. But if you prefer lower builds and higher watts, this may not be the one for you. But if you're just starting out with sub-ohm vaping or just wanting to try temp control and you do want something on the smaller side with an internal battery, by all means. I believe I paid $54.99 for this from Vape NW. I think it was well worth it. It does have the pass-through charging, so you can actually vape it while it's charging. The only issue is with it being on the bottom here, it's kind of hard to, you know, set it down while it's vaping. I usually kind of put it at the edge of the table. If you have small children or animals and you're afraid they're going to knock it down, I would take the tank off and set it on its side. So for cons, I don't really have a whole lot of cons for this one. It's vaping very well. The only thing that I've noticed, because I do put it in my pocket a lot, I try to keep my keys separate, but at one point I must have put them both in the same pocket, and it's very, very minute. Sorry, I just kicked the camera, but right here there is a scratch on it, so might be something you want to think about if this is going to be your all-day only vape. You might want to look into seeing if they are offering any silicone sleeves for these, or even like one of the J-wraps or something, because it does appear that this finish either will scratch off or there will be marks on it. Or get the black one and maybe you won't notice as much. But my personal view on this, I really love it. I do have devices with external 18650 batteries, and for the size, to have a 4000 milliamp battery inside of it, I wanted to give it a try, and so far I have not been disappointed. So that is it for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more upcoming news and vaping news and reviews. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, keep calm and vape on.